Is the media at this point out of touch with COVID? Check out this clip from CNN. This is them talking, I guess it's reliable sources. Anything but with CNN, but that's what they call the show, even if it's nonsense. But CNN's own Oliver Darcy responds basically with this. I'll play the whole clip just in case I missed some of the words. But he says he's worried that people will be directionless without a major media. Quote, if people are tuning out what's going on in cable news, they're just, ignoring everything and living their lives. And we're not really getting the information that they need to them. They're just living their lives. We don't want that. We don't want that, guys. We need to propagandize this. I mean, and if you look at CNN and what they've been pushing for a long time, if you look at that compared to what we're learning now, whether it be about Russia, or any of the other hoaxes that they've pushed, certainly as it relates to COVID, you're starting to realize that they are desperate. They are worried that they're going to lose the American public. But maybe Americans turning out cable news like that is the best thing they can do for themselves, right? CNN is acting like they have a duty to inform versus acting as a propaganda machine is just a laughable notion, right? They don't feel they have a duty to inform anyone, or they would have been at least moderately objective. They would have apologized for Russia, or numerous other lies. They wouldn't just cover for Democrats. They wouldn't push the Hunter Biden laptop as Russian propaganda nonsense. Check out the clip and see for yourself.
In the Reliable Sources newsletter. Here's a big, overly broad question for you, okay? Is the media at this point out of touch with the public about COVID?
I think it's hard to argue that, the media is a large group of people, but a lot of the media does seem, when I look at it and then travel the country, to be very out of touch with people. I mean, if you travel the country, people are not really living in the same bubble that it seems that most of the media is messaging toward.
Right.
And so, I think this is an issue because if people are tuning out what's going on in cable news, if we're not messaging toward the general population, they're just, ignoring everything and living their lives, and we're not really getting the information that they need to them.
What do you think, guys? It's sort of like fiery but mostly peaceful protests, right? Remember those? Their translation is, if they ignore us, we can't misinform or brainwash the public. The first step to actually being informed these days seems to be to ignore all the Democrat and leftist propaganda that's out there. MSNBC, CNN, New York Times, NPR, Washington Post, the list goes on and on. Because how dare they just want to live their lives? We must push our narrative. We must brainwash you. And if you don't go along, we will vilify you. We will do the work of the teachers' unions, not the students. We will do the work of the leftists and the Democrats because they are their marketing machine. It's so telling. People are ignoring what we say, and we are going to go out and live their lives. It's terrible. We need to get this misinformation to them. They're literally telling you they don't want you to be able to think for yourself. They want to tell you what to do. They want you to do as they say. You must obey. I mean, it's almost crazy. It's like we're watching a sitcom. It's called Freedom to Choose, and obviously we chose to listen to the truth. That's why people are tuning out CNN. It's why they have no viewership, and that's why they're panicking. We have the freedom to choose in America, at least for now, although it does seem like that is waning each and every day, but it's only because we are taking direction from these communists and these socialists and the media that pushes them and the media that acts as their marketing department. Just withdraw. We could probably do the same on a lot of social media, okay? Live without fear. That's the word he's looking for, is fear. Most people live in fear like the media does, so they have control. Once you stop living in fear because you look at actual numbers, you look at real facts, you look at statistics, it's amazing what you can do. It's like it was a Freudian slip, that people are not listening to the propaganda, but they should be. Oh no, people are going to go on with their lives. The lying sacks at the MSNBC, what are they going to do? They got actual news elsewhere from real people. maybe maybe like myself, who are unafraid to actually call them out. You know, I get it. It's hard. There's consequences if you're on our side. But start telling the truth. Stop acting like idiots. Get rid of your TDS. Talk about facts. Don't propagandize. Don't be the marketing department of the Democrats. And maybe, CNN, maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to redeem yourself after a couple of decades to make up for the nonsense that you've been pushing for so long. What a bunch of clowns. It's hard to believe. They're like saying the quiet part out loud finally, but hey, at least they're saying it.